Velociraptors, the scariest dinosaurs in the Jurassic Park franchise thanks to their extreme intelligence, swiftness, and that they never work alone. Then we have the Indominus Rex, quite possibly the most dangerous hybrid to ever exist within the franchise due to their size, strength, and brain. With that being said, I want to see if 50 Velociraptors and 1 Indominus Rex could take down Jurassic World Evolution 2. Hello, I'm Rexy Blue, and today I want to see if Jurassic World Evolution 2 can survive 50 Velociraptors and 1 IRex. How will you notice this outstanding waves of dinosaurs? First out of smaller herbivores and small carnivores, medium and large herbivores, then medium carnivores, and finally, if the Raptors and IRex make it that far, large carnivores. I don't have all the dinosaurs, so some will be missing from this battle. And all the dinosaurs will be having their base stats. With the rules set in place, our combatants are getting hungrier for the battle ahead, so let the battle royale begin now. It was time to release the smaller herbivores. They would consist of ornithomimids, pachycephalosaurs, small armored ceratopsians and stegosaurs, and euoplocephalus. I don't know why he's considered a small herbivore. He seems pretty big to me, but nevertheless, he's here. My expectations weren't that high. About half these guys can be hunted down, and the ones that can fight back aren't really that strong, and all of them are one-shotted by the Indominus Rex. But dinosaurs are constantly surprising me, so let's see if these guys can too. The Raptors hunted down pretty much everything they could within a short time, very quickly leaving only the armored herbivores left behind, forcing them to fight. However, despite losing about half their team right off the bat, some of the herbivores still chose to fight each other rather than the Raptors. With a few herbivores left and all 50 Raptors and Indominus Rex still remaining within the area, I was half expecting the Raptors to have a clean sweep. But surprisingly, the euoplocephalus, or maybe not that surprisingly, managed to take down one Raptor in a single hit, marking the first loss for the Raptors. And the last of the small herbivores would breathe his final breath, ending round 1. In round 1, the Raptors and IRex did great, hunting down almost everything immediately, and only losing 2 Raptors in the process, meaning 48 and 1 Indominus Rex still remained. The MVP of this round was Euoplocephalus, taking down 2 Velociraptors before going down. Round 2, meet the carnivores. Small but mighty, the playing field was a bit more equal, with most of our combatants being on par or even better than a single raptor in a fight. Well, most of them. Sorry, Sealed Fights didn't copy. You will be remembered. The first real battle broke out between a creature even the dinosaurs thought looked old, Dimetrodon. Then Raptor picked a fight with a Troodon, small on the outside but a big threat within, thanks to his venom. Unfortunately, his venom wouldn't help him here though. What could have been a big threat, dead before he even got his first hit. However, an even more fatal hit would be taken shortly after. The Utah Raptor decided to fight with the leader of the pack, the IRex. Despite being the biggest of small carnivores, he was still an insect to the IRex and died in one fatal blow. And with the Dilophosaurus dying, it became the Concavinator versus the world. However, he didn't want to just die to the hands of someone else's minions, but to the claws of the king. He challenged the Indominus Rex one last time, and bit the dust in one fellow bite, marking the end of round 2. The small carnivores managed to take down the Raptors' numbers from 48 to 45, with the MVP of this round being the Concavinator. For round 3, release the armored herbivores. These guys were much bigger than round 1 counterparts, equipped in more armor, mass, and weapons. And when the last of the giant sauropods fell, it was all over. Not a single one. Not a single Velociraptor died throughout the entirety of this round. My disappointment was immeasurable. I was sure this round the Raptors would take a massive hit to the numbers, but nothing. No MVPs here, just losers. Round 4. Medium carnivores. It was time to introduce Jurassic World's ferocious predators, the medium-sized carnivores. Thanks to their size and teeth, they have the perfect combination of swift and strength. The battle started off the same like last time, Raptors swarming everything they saw, working together in giant groups. However, the medium carnivores had a wild card I didn't even take into account, the Indoraptor and Cryolophosaurus. See, they were medium-sized carnivores, but the Raptors couldn't use their pack hunting skills on these guys, so they would have to 1v1 these guys, which proved impossible. Maybe they could fight the Cryolo after a few tries and losses, but they would never defeat the Indoraptor. The Indoraptor had strength comparable to that even of the Indominus Rex, meaning no raptor could challenge his reign. it was only the Indo and Cryo left as the only survivors. Then the inevitable happened. The two alphas of the arena locked eyes and fought each other. To my surprise, the Raptor actually came out victorious, and for the first time, the Indominus Rex ran away from a battle. With its ego severely bruised, the IRex wanted to regain some glory and sought out a new target, the Krylo. Unfortunately, this wasn't a fight, but just an act of bullying. And after the Krylo went down, the Indoraptor was all who remained of round 4. However, I realized something. If the Indoraptor only fought near full health and couldn't get hit by the Raptors, and even the IRex couldn't beat it, this would make the video extremely boring if the Indoraptor just kept killing the Raptors one by one. So I decided to spice things up. Release the large carnivores. Just like before, the large carnivores were swarmed, but this time the Raptors bit off more than they could chew, with the Acro and Giga killing some of them in their first fight. Things were looking better than ever for the Jurassic World Evolution 2 side, but of course here at Jurassic World, something always has to go astray, as the T-Rex decided to kill his own teammate. But this was quickly brushed off when the IRex and Giga decided it was time to rumble. The IRex had never fought an opponent this size before, let alone something that could match her in her size. And once again, she ran away defeated and scared. Her complete dominion over the arena was diminished. Immediately after, the Giga and IRex locked eyes, but only the Giga would lock its jaws, and it clamped down onto the skull of the IRex, and finally brought down the brute of Jurassic World. But joy didn't last long, as the Giga was swarmed by the Raptors, and this time, it didn't make it. And the same repeated with the Spino, the last of the large carnivores. All the large carnivores fought strongly. I decided that MVP of this round was the Giganotosaurus, killing a few Raptors, but more importantly the IRex. And even though he would go down, he went down swinging while doing so. However, things weren't over. The Indoraptor managed to survive the draft this round, so with around 20 Raptors still left, I let nature take over. Eventually, the last of the Raptors was left, and just like the many times before, the Indoraptor made quick work of this Raptor and put it down. One last time.
Yep. That's how it ended every other time.
Curious, I checked how many kills the Indoraptor had, and it was 32, and it was all Raptors. Yeah, without a doubt, the Indoraptor was the MVP of 1 Indominus Rex and 50 Velociraptors versus Jurassic World Evolution 2. Anyway, that concludes the video. I had a lot of fun actually making this video. It was not what I thought it would be. I didn't think the Indoraptor would just clean sweep the entire, basically, pack on Raptors and even the Indominus Rex. But yeah, no, it was very fun to make. I had a good time making it. Anyway, just thank you so much for watching the video. If you could like and subscribe, that would be great. Anyway, have a great day, and yeah, see you.